Hello everyone and welcome back to another Raiders video. In this video, I'll be giving my thoughts and reactions to the Raiders hiring Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator, so let's get into it. The Raiders have officially named Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator yesterday. The move that I wanted, the move that I think most of us wanted. So I do really love this hire. I think it's going to be really helpful for us next year. I did say before we hired an offensive coordinator that it might determine how good we are next year, how good or not good we are next year, because I think Pierce will do his job, the defense will do their job in general. Tom Telesco will do his job. I think, already having an established roster that he's going to build, help build, or continue to build. But I think that the offense and their performance kind of determines how we're going to be next year, because we have the talent on offense, we have the defense, and we have the identity. So now it's kind of up to the offense to match up with our defense. And if that happens, I think we can be a pretty good team going forward for the next at least few years. But now for Kingsbury, he does run a good offense. He, with the Cardinals, out of his 4 years, did do pretty good on offense. Now, of course, as a head coach, kind of up and down, right? Kind of a rough start. 2020 was a solid year. 2021, of course, they were like 7-0 and finished the season not that strong. Didn't even win their division, and they lost in the wild card round to the Rams. But their offense was still good for most of his 4 years there. Now, of course, he does bring an air raid offense, but a myth is that he doesn't run the ball, or at least effectively, which is definitely false. Out of his 4 years there, he ranked in the top 10 of rushing attempts twice. And Kenyon Drake, who we remember because he used to be on our team, had nearly 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns in his final year with Arizona. So he definitely can get the running backs involved. We'll see what type of running backs he wants to have, like if he wants Josh Jacobs back or what. But no matter what, I think our running game will have success. It just won't be the main part of our game, right? Tony Pierce mentioned in his presser, right? The Raiders have to have the vertical passing there that we once had in the past. And I think that's what he's going to help us do, even though we can still run the ball effectively in this offense. I would hope we can, obviously. Another part of his history is the quarterbacks. Now, obviously, he's had a lot of quarterbacks that have been pretty good in his past, right? When he was with A&M, they had Johnny Manziel in 2012. He had a good year, obviously, and did not work out in the NFL, but in college, he had a pretty nice career in college. Then he went to Texas Tech, got Mahomes, and Mahomes was, of course, kind of raw in college, but still a good player, obviously. We saw what he turned out to be. Then with the Cardinals, he drafted Kyler Murray in his first year there. Now, the thing was, of course, he got there in 2019, the year after they drafted Josh Rosen out of UCLA, and chose to draft Kyler Murray in number 1 overall. And of course, trade Josh Rosen. So his first year there, he already got himself a new QB. I think he can do a similar-esque thing here, right? Comes in, Aaron O'Connell's here, Jimmy Garoppolo's here, Brian Hoyer's here. I don't think any of those guys are the guys that you would want to be starting in a system at all. And at this point, even in the league at all, right? Maybe O'Connell, but high-end backup. I still like O'Connell, but not as a starter. And I do hope we find someone better this offseason, preferably in the draft, in my opinion. Hopefully last year being in college, he did learn some new things, obviously, because his offense was not the best to end out his career with the Cardinals. Hopefully, he learned some of the things from Lincoln Riley. And coming back into the NFL, hopefully he can still be good on offense, which I think he can. Now, as for the quarterback, I think that the draft is the best way to go. But at 13th overall, it's kind of a weird spot to pick in. Not really going to get one of the top 3 guys, but kind of might be a reach for, the 4th and 5th guys, right? 4th and 5th being Michael Penix and Bo Nix, whatever order you want to put. I haven't watched film on them yet, but I think 13th overall is kind of a reach for both of them. Maybe try and either hope one of them falls to the second round, or if you don't feel confident about that, take another guy at 13th overall, and then try and trade up into the first round. Tom Telesco did that in 2020 when he took Justin Herbert and traded back into the first round for Kenneth Murray. He has done that before. And now, unless you want to play more safe and just take Penix or Bo Nix at 13th overall, which I'd be happy we got our guy, but 13th overall kind of seems rich for my blood for both of them. Now, of course, you can trade up. Number 1 overall is there. The Bears might be open to trade again. Now, the Bears kind of control the whole number 1 overall thing, obviously, with them having a pick. They also control Justin Fields' kind of future, because he is a guy the team's going to come after if the Bears want to draft the QB. And we might be one of them, honestly. I think Atlanta will be another team. Maybe the Broncos. Fields is definitely an option if they want to draft the quarterback. But if they don't want to draft the quarterback and they want to keep Fields, then the number 1 overall pick is, up for grabs. And I think that compared to most teams, we would have to give the most to get to that spot, because realistically, I don't really see anyone behind us that would trade up for him. And we're at 13th overall, so jumping that high is going to cost a lot. I think it's worth it if you get the right guy. Now, I've said this before, I'm a Drake May guy first. I think Drake May is better than Caleb Williams, but regardless of the case, I would be really fine with either of them. Jayden Daniels, of course, the AP connection, but I'm not going to take him over Drake May or Caleb Williams. As for getting Jayden Daniels, I'm not really sure what spot we'd have to trade up to get him, because he is probably going to go third overall if I had to guess. If not, somewhere around the top 5 area. Maybe if the Cardinals traded down, if the Chargers trade down. I think he'll go to the Patriots, but if not, there might be a trade up opportunity for us to get Jayden Daniels. But there are options in the draft. But we have to make sure we get our quarterback this year, though. Anyway, that's my thoughts and reaction to the Raiders hiring Cliff Kingsbury. I'm Arto, and thank you for watching.